there's definitely a short learning curve when you do that, because it either puts you out of the game or, you have to lick your wounds and get back into the game right away. But you won't ever do it again, I promise you that.
Right. So I know when we have our hand-selected properties, we send them over to a department. What department do those properties get sent to? And, typically they get over to your office at about 7 a.m., and they're already working on title searches, ensuring that our clients are bidding on a first and not a second. So how does that work with you guys?
That's correct. Being the fact that we're a direct insurer versus an agency, we actually have an in-house title plant. With that in-house title plant, we have a department set up internally that you email all of your information over to us. It's to us by 7 or 8 a.m. in the morning, and broken down by the hours of the auction. As you know, there's about 7 different trustees, depending upon whether it's going to be down at the courthouse steps or at one of the law firms locally. We'll go ahead and pull all that information for you, make sure that you are buying a first and only a first. And we're very conservative, as you guys are, when it comes to that. So if there's any hairiness, if it looks like it's a third, but the first and the second add up to it, we're not going to take the gamble with your money and tell you that it's probably a first, it's probably paid off, but just wasn't recorded correctly. We're going to tell you, here's the factual data. Go ahead and let your tolerance for risk make that decision of how you'd like to go forward with it. I mean,
that's mandatory. You got to have this type of check done, and that's what we do for all of our clients. And we've heard the horror stories out there, people trying to do this on their own. And it's a 10 or 15-man job to literally do this trustee sale business. And I'm talking all the way from comping these properties, scrubbing through the list, knowing what you're doing there, knowing if you're going to be bidding on a first or a second, back taxes, making sure titles, things like that, Brandon.
Right. And the only reason why somebody would try to do this on their own is, they think in the short run they're saving a couple bucks by not using a bid service of some kind. But there's so many pitfalls out there that you can fall into as a novelist if you're just getting started. To me, I think that's where, I don't even know if you can put a price tag on it, tapping into our resources, our experience, our knowledge, and essentially becoming an expert right out of the gates, not giving up any of your free time, and still making the same types of returns. That's what it's all about.
And whether you're an investor or the realtor, I mean, we get the top realtors in the market. I mean, the ones that you're seeing, whether it's late night advertisements, daytime advertisements, the top names that anybody, whether you're in the industry or don't, come to us on a regular basis asking us how they can do this through somebody, because they know it's not their form of expertise. So they want to know who's the bid service we can use to do this, because we don't understand this realm. It is a buyer beware. It is a cowboy market. So let's find somebody who's going to be clear and open with you and make sure you can make the best decision for your property.
That's exactly right.
And it happens quick, too. I mean, like we just talked about it, it's not something that takes a couple days to develop. It happens right away. And not only just to have the support system in place, but to be able to make that split-second decision, which you have to do. I mean, that's critical. You got to have somebody there who can look at the facts and make that decision right then and there. And that's what we do. We coach people along and make sure we set them up for success.
Yep. We really do. We lay it out clear, and we say it every week on the show. It is impossible in this hour that we have to go over exactly how this works and make it crystal clear to you, all the listeners out there. But if you're interested, it's a really fun game. It's a heck of a lot better, I think, Brandon, than just leaving the money at making 0.75% in the bank, right?
Well, I mean, we talk about it. I mean, you're a lot better at math than I am, but 0.75% return on your money and inflation's 3-4%. I mean, I think you're losing a few bucks every single year. And when we're able to provide those double-digit returns consistently, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
You're not taking on a bunch of risk either.
Right. I mean, if you have resources, if you're listening right now and you have resources just kind of sitting there collecting dust, not doing much for you, and you want to put it into something that can get you that, I mean, we have a handful of people that like to buy and hold, and so far from what we've seen, they're getting that 15 to 25%, depending on the situation, 15 to 25% annual cash-on-cash return.
It's a lot better than 0.75,
I'll sure say.
I mean, it just goes back. It's not like it's a bunch of work. You don't have to become a property manager. You don't have to, quit your day job to do this. That's where having, Arizona Investment Link in place, you can leverage yourself to the hilt and with your time.
Right. So we have Dustin Gaske here with Fidelity National Title, the title company that we use at Arizona Investment Link. What can you guys, Dustin, provide for? I know we have a lot of realtors listening right now that may or may not utilize their title companies, I guess, to the fullest. But you guys, just your facilities that you have alone. I mean, the conference room, the media room that you guys have, where people, where realtors that utilize you guys for business. can use for seminars, for presentations. I mean, it's first class. I feel like I should be wearing my shiny club shirt when I walk into that building. You know, it's just beautiful downstairs.
It's like they're going to make you pay a cover before you walk in the place. Checking IDs. I thought it was a nightclub the first time we went in there, but man, what a fantastic facility over there. It's beautiful, and just imagine you're walking in with your client to a signing, and you're taking them to this beautiful building. It definitely makes the agent, kind of puts them in a spotlight, like, hey, this guy's big time.
Right. Dustin, go over a few things that you guys can offer the realtors out there that they may or may not be getting from their we're coming up to this segment already. In the next segment, we're going to go over that with the realtors, what you guys can offer other realtors that they may or may not be getting from their current title company. So stay tuned. And it's DeLotte's Corner next in the next segment of the Real Estate Power, so stay tuned.
KFNN brings you the latest with this information update. KFNN News Time is 1:30.
Arizona News Radio, a judge in Maricopa County says no to the Green Party's request to remove so-called sham candidates claiming to be from that party. The judge saying the candidates were recruited in bad faith, but their names stay on the ballot. Attorney Paul Charlton represented one of them.
That's certainly been Mr. Goshorn's position all along, that this is something that he wants to do. This is an aspiration of his, and the First Amendment of our Constitution grants him that right.
Steve May, the Republican legislative candidate implicated in the case, dropped out Tuesday. DPS arresting 14 suspects in a Mexican drug distribution ring. Spokesman Bart Graves says a 14-month investigation led them to the alleged operation near Yuma using hidden compartments in vehicles to smuggle meth and cocaine.
We have seized 303 pounds of cocaine and approximately 145 pounds of methamphetamine before it reached the streets.
Graves says 17 vehicles, $350,000 in cash, and 6 weapons were also seized. Diamondbacks beat the Reds 3-1. Jeff Scott, Arizona News.
Arizona Clean Elections gives every qualified candidate a chance to run and be heard. How do you get involved? We ask citizens from all over the state. Here's George up in Flagstaff.
I donated $5.
There's Stephanie down in Tucson.
I volunteered.
And Bill from Lake Havasu City.
I hosted a $5 party.
How about Jan from Sholo? So, 4 ways to get involved right there. Get more at azcleanelections.gov. Clean Elections. Everybody wins.
September is Arizona Preparedness Month, and the state needs your help. If you are a healthcare professional, please register as a volunteer with the Arizona Department of Health Services at azdhs.gov/volunteer. The knowledge and skills you have could make the difference during a disaster. Help make every minute count when it matters most. Make sure you are registered before the next disaster happens. Register online today at azdhs.gov/volunteer.
Arizona Investment Link is a proven real estate powerhouse specializing in foreclosure auction bidding services. There are several companies in the Valley that provide bidding services, but you'll be hard-pressed to find a company that offers a seamless investment process from start to finish. Arizona Investment Link provides each investor with a list of homes available at auction and a breakdown of all costs associated with buying that home through close of escrow. That's title status, back taxes, selling title fees, and whether or not you'll be bidding on a first lien position. AIL provides full rehab service, which is really what they are known for. Rehabbing a property is literally a full-time job for the do-it-yourself investor. Their rehabs take typically no more than a